Whoa. Hello, guys.
Hello. Welcome to another episode. Couples Sunday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We are so excited to be here, guys.
Please invite your friends that we can share some good stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we have a very, very good couple. Our good friends, they will join us anytime soon. So please invite your friends so we can discuss a very, very nice topic. An interesting topic.
A very interesting topic.
So, okay.
We are so excited. Today is a special day, guys, with a very, very interesting subject. Very interesting subject. It's gonna be hot with our hot friends coming over very soon. So, like always, guys, we have to learn and to teach each other today. We will be talking and you will be talking to us. You'll be writing back to us so we can all educate ourselves. Okay, guys? Like always. I need to get something. Just excuse me.
Okay, so please invite your friends. Invite some other beautiful couples over there that we can start this beautiful show. We have some testimonies from the last show we had. Someone sent us a message saying the last show really encouraged her, and she's happy that we are doing this. So if you feel like this thing is really working out for you, like it's really helping you in your marriage, please let us know. Send it through a message. There we go from there. Watching from Zambia, Esther Laston Aaron. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please invite your friend to join us. Invite your friend. Mm-hmm. How's your week, guys? Let us know how your week is going. Enjoy. Are you okay, madam?
Yeah, I was feeling a little cold. I had to run and get myself a sweater, guys. The room where we are today, it's kind of chilly a little bit, so I was feeling a little cold. I have to be comfortable, you know? Did you introduce already the topic for today?
Not yet. I was waiting for you.
Awesome.
How can I do it by myself?
Awesome. So, I'm sorry, guys. I was running on the stairs to get a sweater. So, if you've heard so many people say marriage is not for me, I don't want to get married.
Can you take a deep breath?
Oh, yeah. I was running on the stairs, guys. Oh, my gosh. Aging.
I know.
Aging. Yeah, so I think I'm good now. So if you've heard those people that say marriage is not for me, a lot of people say that. I've heard most of my friends have said marriage is not for me. I don't want to get married with so many reasons. So this is why we want to address this topic, because I don't want to go into details, because we have this couple, like we said, our couple friends that are coming. We're going to shed more light when they come on. But also, you guys that are watching, let's exchange, our experiences, what we've heard. Why do people say, I don't want to get married, or marriage is not for me? Or why is it that people get scared to get married?
No, really, like they're scared. Maybe they look at other couples' experiences, maybe in their family or their friends, what they're going through. So be like, no, you know what? I don't think I'm ready for this thing. This is not for me. I'm enjoying my single life. I'm free. I have all the freedom, so I can do whatever I want. So that's the way I look at it.
But does that mean that when you're married, you can't do whatever you want?
Yes, you can, but that's how they look at it. Maybe they're just looking at like, okay, when you're in marriage, like especially for females, they feel like, even men, they'll be like, oh, I'm not free anymore. I can't do this. I can't do that because I'm married. So I'm enjoying my freedom when I'm single.
Like their freedom will be taken away.
Exactly. Like their freedom will be taken away. So that's the most common thing I get from people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we'll talk about more. We'll talk about that more, and we'll also talk about if that's the right way to take it or not. We'll talk about that too, and we'll talk about, obviously we'll share some of the experiences with what we've heard from people and what we have seen. Also, our couple friend, what they've seen, what they've heard, things like that. So feel free to ask questions online. If you're watching, just feel free to ask questions, feel free to contribute, feel free to tell us your experience or somebody's experience. We will be here to answer back and also to share what we think we know about these things. And remember, we are not telling people how you should live your marriage or what you should do to better yourselves, but we are here to learn and help each other grow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Natasha says that's a nice topic. Yeah, it is. Thank you.
Okay, we want your input about that. What do you think about why do people get scared of marriage? Like, why are they so scared? Like, I'm enjoying my single life.
What do you think, Natasha? Why is it that way?
So, what do you think? Why do you think people are so scared of marriage?
So many things. It could be so many different things. Some people is how they were brought up. So this morning I was talking to my friend Julie. She'll be in soon. We were just sharing, right? We were talking about these things because sometimes we are married. Maybe we were not that scared. To be honest with me, before I got married, I was not scared of getting married. I was excited to get married. And then I started learning things in marriage, right? But like in my country, in Zambia, for you guys that are from Zambia watching, and for those that are not from Zambia, there's this saying, they say marriage is Shipikisha club. Meaning, Shipikisha meaning it's marriage is just stay strong. Like it's a phrase that you can say, stay strong, even if things are hard, don't do anything. Just stay there to the end. Exactly. And when somebody tells you that way, it scares you. So you go like, why would somebody say that? Like, why would somebody portray marriage as that? So makes you feel scared and go like, I'm not really ready for marriage. I don't want to be one in a club or in a group of people where I'm not happy, but I'm just there, because that's what that term means. I think you're not, whether you're happy or you're not happy, but stay there.
Exactly.
But marriage is not like that. There's so much good stuff in marriage. So for me, I would say people get scared because of the stories they've heard. Maybe the way they grew up. If they saw their parents being beaten up, or if they saw their parents not happy in marriage, that can make someone also get scared because it makes this child think this is how marriage is supposed to be. I think that's what I have more answers to that, but later.
That's a very interesting topic. I have a couple of friends who are like, you know what? I don't want to get married right now because I'm enjoying my freedom. So, man, we want to hear from you. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think you are free when you are single? Let us know in the comments. Very soon, our friends will be joining us. So let us know in the comments.
Yeah. What do you guys think? I see Thelma. Thelma, what do you think? Natasha, what do you think? And Sydney's Chalway, what do you think, sir? Is marriage for everybody? People say marriage is not for everybody. I think most people that say marriage is not for everybody are the people that are really even more scared. Yeah, that's so what do you guys think? Let's share, let's talk about it so we can help somebody out there not to get scared of being in marriage.
That's true.
Of entering into marriage. What do you guys think? Have you, excuse me, have you ever been in a place, or have you ever heard of somebody saying, when I was growing up, my dad used to do this to my mom, so I'm not comfortable to get to marry because I'll end up doing that to my wife? Have you ever heard people say that?
I've never heard of something like that. I know he has a lot of sad effects when you experience something with your parents. When you see your parents going through some stuff, it might affect your marriage, but I've never heard of anybody saying something like that. Do you have any experience with that?
Yeah, I've heard this guy who said, my father was drinking a lot, and I know I have that problem. So when I get married, I don't want that woman that I love to go through what my mother went through. Yeah, but because of that, I think people that think that way, they're just scared that they can become like their father. And they have to know, if you are somebody that thinks that way, you have to know that you're not your dad. Exactly. Your dad might have made mistakes or was drinking so much, but it's not you. You have your own rights. You have your own will to say what you want and to make your woman happy. Natasha says they're scared of getting married, maybe because of the experience that they saw in their parents' homes. Yes, that's very true.
Like you were saying.
Like I was saying, yes. Many people, they see things from their parents. They go like, I don't want to get married to a man like my father, or I don't want to get married to a woman like my mother. Exactly. Maybe some women, some parents, some ladies gave hard time to their husbands, and their girls are seeing that, their children are seeing that, and they're like, or their men are seeing that, they start, when they grow up, they go like, I'm sure that's all women are like the same. So I don't want to have a woman that will give me a hard time like my mother did to my father. Exactly. And that's very, very, very important. That's why, like, for Christians, the Pentecostal Christians, they will tell us, before you get married, you and your husband go for deliverance. Because those things that happens when we are growing, they give a huge impact on our lives. Yeah. Okay. So it's very, very important. What do you guys think?
Okay, we are gonna get our friends to join us. So if you have some questions for them, go ahead and ask them. Okay. Mulamata Oscar says, watching from Dola. Hey, Oscar.
Hi, Oscar. Thank you for watching.
Okay, our friends are here. How are you doing, sir?
How are you doing, guys?
How are you doing?
We're doing all right. How are you?
We're doing good.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so
much, guys.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Thank you so much for having us. Yes.
We have a very hot topic today. Very hot.
Yes, it is.
Why do you think people are so scared of marriage? Like they'll be like, okay, I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my single life because I'm single. I have a lot of freedom. Why are people so scared, Mr. Robert? I'll start with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. My wife and I decided that we should first of all look at this topic from an academic point of view before we even get to be so technical and spiritual and all. Let's first of all just break it down a little bit. I think there are two big words that we need to look at. First of all is fear. And then the other word is marriage.
Yeah.
So let's try to understand these two, because these are two big words that are just found in one sentence and in one question. So first of all, we need to acknowledge that fear is natural. Fear is real and it's natural. And it's mentioned more than 80 times in the Bible. And this is God telling us not to fear, meaning he knows that it exists.
Yeah.
So sometimes fear could be used as a guide so that we do not do certain things recklessly. Now, at the same time, the enemy uses fear now to his advantage.
Yeah.
And our anchor scripture for tonight will be Isaiah 43 verse 1, which says, don't fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name, you are mine. So meaning at that particular time when you are called, you need to get wind or disconnected with fear. Fear should no longer govern you. That's number one. And then 1 John 4:18 says, perfect love casts all fear. Meaning there's a time that we're supposed to be fearful, especially when we are not born again. When we get born again, God has redeemed us. God has called us by our name, by our names, and He says we are His. There has to be a point where we need to be disconnected with fear. So it means fear is real. Let's not get supernatural. We would say it's a natural phenomenon. And then maybe if you could talk about marriage. What is marriage? What is marriage?
I think for me, marriage, it's companionship and intimacy between two people. Yeah, and then the other thing is marriage reflects the relationship between Christ and the church. Yes. Yeah.
So now you see the relationship here. So if we're supposed to get married, it means that God is interested in the picture that we would portray in the end. So the enemy would want to bring in fear. He's not interested in us. He's interested in sabotaging or dismantling the end goal. The end goal is to give glory to God, to reflect the love that exists between Christ and the church.
Yes.
So that's what he's after. So the campaign the enemy has, he's not really about us. It's about his fight against God using us.
Yes.
Fighting us so that he would then be able to kind of like smite God to say that that picture you intended to portray is not being portrayed. The love that exists between Christ and the church. And if you would agree with me that actually it's not always the perfect picture, because the church is portrayed as flawed, and that Christ would be able to die for the church, serve the church in its mistakes, and as his bride, present his bride God spotless. So even marriage is not meant, or we shouldn't look at marriage as something that is perfect without mistakes.
Exactly. Good point. Yes.
It has got mistakes, just as the church is equally having mistakes, and Christ is there to wash the church by his blood so that he'll be able to present his bride spotless. It's the same way that we are supposed to reflect that relationship in our marriage. A very imperfect marriage, but because of the commitment and the love that we have for one another, we're then able to work on those mistakes.
Exactly.
So when we say fear and marriage, it means there's someone who's fighting the end result.
Yes.
Portraying the relationship that exists. So now, maybe if we could look into the third element, people are not afraid of the beauty of marriage. They actually want the goodness in marriage to be experienced elsewhere.
Exactly.
They want the intimacy that exists in marriage.
Yes.
They want the companionship that exists in marriage without getting into the institution of marriage.
Yes.
They, at the side, they still are looking for the beauty that exists in marriage.
They still envy the marriage, the good part of the marriage. They still envy, but because of the fear, the experiences that they've gone through and what they see, that's the thing that makes them take long to decide to move on and decide
into the institution of marriage.
So it makes them take long and fail to take steps to move on and say, let me go for it. Let me say yes to this man who's proposing and who's showing interest. They take long to decide. Yeah.
So now, this is how beautiful this whole story now becomes. You want the beauty that exists in marriage, but you don't want the institution. So what is that? So we were trying to do a little research with my wife to say, in terms of the percentage wise, what are the causes? What is it that causes marriage failures? So number one, lack of commitment is number one. Lack of commitment. Where you get married and then your friend is no longer committed to you.
Exactly.
Or you are no longer committed to them. And they're saying it's up to 75%. People just lose interest in the marriage. Now, the other one is infidelity. And extramarital affairs, too much conflict in the marriage, the arguing, and getting married too young. When people do not have the maturity, they end up working throughout their marriage in correcting one another. In the end, the entire marriage begins to be very
tired.
They become tired. Financial problems are a big,
that's a very big problem.
Financial problems.
It is a very
big one.
Huge.
What else, baby?
Yeah, just domestic violence and abuse. What else? Health problems. And what else? A lot more.
Now,
maybe
before you go to another point. So you guys, congratulations! You just clocked the decade. You guys just turned 10 years in marriage.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've come a long way.
Okay.
Yes.
Come a long way. But I have a question, babe. Sorry. So how can you advise this couple that they've been together for a long time? They're not married yet. Maybe one of the two is ready to get married. The other one is scared. Probably a man is scared. Women, we get ready quick. Like we want to get married, even if we don't know what to expect. We're just ready. We just want to get married. So how do you guys? Because you guys have been married for a long time, and before you got married, you guys were together for a long time too.
Yes. Though we had some issues,
Exactly.
but
Hard to get. Hard to get.
It's hard to get. That's what makes even your relationship special and strong, right?
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So you guys have been together for a long time. How can you advise someone who says, I don't know, maybe marriage is not for me. I'll just be dating this girl. Whenever we want to get married, we'll get married. But right now we're not ready. But financially they are ready. Like they are mature enough. They can just start up a home and begin this journey. But somehow somebody's just scared. How can you advise them? What are the beautiful things that can make someone who's scared out there and say, oh my God, I need to be in marriage?
Is that for men or for both?
No, for both. It's
For
for
both.
man or a woman, but usually it's men.
Right.
I'm going to add something to that, because usually men are in the forefront of making decision when to marry and when not, like when to marry. Men are always in the forefront. So I've seen some men that feel like, you know what, I'm not ready for marriage because I have my freedom. So you've been married for 10 years. Can you tell that person if you are free or not? Are you free or are you enjoying the marriage life at the moment? What can you tell that person?
All right, okay, perfect. Can I shoot, baby? Can I say? Yeah. When you look at the causes of marriage failures, or causes of divorce, so to say, the things that we're talking about, it is very, very bad if someone is watching from afar. When someone ends up living those experiences, it paints, it literally conditions one's marriage, one's mind against marriage. It's one thing, to literally experience from afar, but when you live inside an abuse, when you experience your sister being abused. I want to give an example. My own big sister was abused badly, to the point where they ended up divorcing. I was actually one of those people that facilitated in the divorce because I could not tolerate anymore what I was seeing. Now, if I may ask you, my sister who's actually now single and is dating someone, do you think she would be free to get married?
No, she'll have insecurities.
She's very skeptical. So experiences have got a way of conditioning one's mind, right, against marriage itself. Now, let's talk about the 10 years that he spoke about, the two of us, me and this beautiful woman here. What is it that threatened our marriage to the point where we nearly got divorced ourselves? It was indifference in personality. Difference, the temperaments, and what temperaments do is that they bring out the ugly side of your partner. This is a very beautiful woman. It's a very beautiful woman, and when I begin to see the bad side of her temperament, I lose, her beauty diminishes. When I see her, I only begin to see what? The argumentative woman. I only begin to see this talkative woman and someone who just, is a needle in the neck. Her beauty goes. Now, if I'm not yet married to her, we are just boyfriend and girlfriend and fiancé, and we're already experiencing those bad sides that are being brought out by the lack of understanding of temperaments and all. I will not be interested in marrying. I'll postpone the whole idea. If I get married to her, so that we'll always be arguing. So it had to take a very good counselor. In other words, maybe that's the remedy, actually. So the remedy that we did ourselves was to seek counsel And we had to sit down and look at our temperaments on how we complement each other and how we need to take care of each other at specific times in the differences. Right? So we also had to say this marriage, the foundation is Jesus. So the solutions has to come from Jesus, by going to church, going to counselors, they would have to share scriptures with us. But also, you overcome fear with knowledge.
Exactly.
So we had to look at we had to uncover the knowledge around temperament. My temperament, I'm outspoken. I am this, I'm this, I'm this. So the things that make me tick do not make my wife tick. I can greet anyone on the street, literally. And that would irritate her to the core. and I also get irritated. Why she's getting irritated when I just greeted someone? I just greeted someone and you're getting irritated. And then would argue in the car and day is messed up. So we had to literally say, right now we understand the temperaments. Maybe in the temperaments, if we had to talk about temperaments, they are sanguines, all right? So these are outspoken people. These are people that are sociable, right? But, the choleric. These are usually mostly the leaders. They are also outspoken sometimes, but it's people that what they say goes.
Exactly.
Very difficult to be controlled. We've got the melancholic people. We've got the phlegmatic people, right? My wife is a blend of melancholic and phlegmatic. She's on the not so social, not outspoken, right? She only talks loud to the people she knows. So she has to make comfortable first before you talk to her. Before she speaks, before she opens up. Huh? Me, I can even tell you where I was born, my grandfather's name. I'll tell you everything. Now that started irritating her so much, but we had to mature. Exactly. Say, no, temperament, difference in temperaments actually is supposed to complement. That's how God created it. So that we begin to do what to complement one another. But that was a cause of conflict. It was one of the biggest. My wife stuck with me. We stuck with each other when we didn't have money. That wasn't the problem. The problem on temperaments, I used to irritate her almost on a daily basis because I'm the kind of guy who could open the balcony and greet the neighbors. Good morning, neighbors! Yes. So how do you advise someone? So maybe the answer is first of all, get to know each other. From our experiences, we're saying that temperaments have got a potential to portray the ugly side of your partner. So we're saying that get to know and to understand one another. You overcome fear with knowledge. What are the things that you pick up? And then seek counsel. Seek counsel. There are many experts out there.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay, for me, what I notice is most people, they don't make their partner like their best friend, and that make it look like you are friends outside the house. When you come back home, it's like it's war. It's like, let's fight. Like she's in a corner, I'm in my corner. Like we don't really have that friendship, like that relationship. So I think that's the most common thing with couples right now, and that makes it so difficult. Whereby it start looking from the outsiders, it start looking like marriage is not a beautiful thing. Most men that I know, you see them talking about marriage like, oh, my wife, always talking negative about their wife. Oh, my wife, she was complaining about this. Oh, my wife was complaining about my phone. Oh, my wife found this and this on my phone. Oh, my wife complaining about money issues. You see what I mean? All those are very common things. If you can just put all those aside, like make your partner as your best friend, I think that's the most that will really work for you. That's what I think. I'm not saying you, I mean everybody.
Yeah. Let me come in there. Let me come in there. So, funny enough, I received some business partners from Zimbabwe and some in South Africa. We were sitting and the break of our business meeting. A friend of ours posed a very bizarre question out of the business. Because like, guys, can you help me? Why do people get married? So we gave him textbook answers. The guy kept on rejecting. Said, no, that's old school. No, it's companionship, it's intimacy, it's yeah. Of course, those things used to exist. He kept on arguing. He kept on rejecting all our answers to say that those were kind of like theories that we learned from the books and everything else. And then we asked him, but what is your idea about marriage? He says marriage should be a strategic idea. It should be a strategic idea that God wants to achieve something. And then he brings two people to achieve that. Exactly. So you need to be united to achieve something, right? So God has put the two of you become one key to unlock.
Yeah. Something, yes.
Now, he gave us an idea that in the old times, families used to look at marriage as a uniting factor of different clans and different families. You find that these ones would only deal in rice, the other ones maybe they deal in cattle. So they would send their daughter or they would send their son to marry from that clan so that they'll be able to get what they are missing. And he was saying that even in God's economy, it works like that. There's a specific destiny or task that he wants to achieve, and the two of you would then bring together. So he said there has to be some strategy behind it. Right? So now, if you can identify that destiny, that strategy that the two of you are called for by God to achieve, I think that can also be an appetizer, something that can bring people together. If it is just about companionship, someone go like, hey, I've got a lot of friends at work, like Brother Eddie, my friend. What you're saying that you do not have the friend at home; they've got friend elsewhere.
Exactly.
So companionship then weighs very less.
That's true.
No, it's about intimacy. Hey, some people are becoming intimate with a lot of things now. Japan is now creating those. People are becoming intimate with those. So people are beginning to weigh less on the things that we think are very important.
Very important. That's true.
But I think this idea that God has got a purpose for the two of you. There's a destiny that you're supposed to go and unlock and help people. And in God's economy, how do you feature as a couple in God's economy? Then your marriage is no longer just the two of you. God becomes the third person in the marriage. And you will not do life as usual. You then be able to consult God because you are together in this. But now, if you view marriage just from two individuals and there's no God involved, and God is not the center, is not the foundation, there's no direction, who would be the interest to get married anyway?
Exactly.
Because the reasons you trying to get married are weighing very less.
Yeah,
that's true.
And just to add on what he has said, just like the Bible says, two cannot work together unless they agree. So you need to agree on something for you to move on. If you don't agree on a lot of things, there is no way you can move on. There's no way you can go ahead and get married, because a lot of people have gone ahead, entered the marriage, and then they find that they don't agree on a lot of things.
Yes,
That's true.
yes.
We even as it happened to us, we didn't agree on a lot of things, but the only thing that helped us, we sought counsel from other people, elders that got married long before us. So then it helped us to build this thing that we have right now. It's not that we didn't go through things, but we because of the counsel that they gave us, it helped us to build it. Yeah. So people need to agree, and then they move on to the next step.
Yeah. Madam Winnie, you notice that most of these causes of marriage, causes of marriage failure, have got their answer to it. For example, financial problems. That is very solvable.
Oh yes, that one is a big one.
It's a big one, and yet it's very solvable. You can solve issues around finance. For example, substance abuse. There's a lot of help out there to help someone. Lack of commitment. Could it be that? Could it be that someone, the commitment is being priorities? Someone hasn't put marriage as a priority. I'll give you a perfect example. My job requires a lot of traveling, and I'm at least maximum 3 days up to 4 days away from home. But I had to come to a decision. I had to come to a point where I said, if this is something that is going to cause me to lose my wife, marriage, how do I set my priorities straight so that I can give ample time to my family?
Exactly.
So it's a no-go. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no matter what, I have to be at home. Unless it's so critical, so difficult that there are no flights, I couldn't drive, I couldn't. But otherwise, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's a must. I have to be at home. And then we had to make a conscious decision to relocate from Cape Town to come to Johannesburg, because being in Johannesburg, it was going to give me ample time to be with my family, because my clients are around Gauteng province. I would then have X amount of time that I would then invest into my marriage. We had to do that. We left the beautiful Cape Town so that we work on our marriage. In Cape Town, I used to travel a lot. It used to consume 90% of the time. Now this time, it's only consuming 40% of my time. 60%, I'm with family. We're going out. We're going to watch lions. Blah blah blah. Doing that. So there's literally nothing that is a problem that cannot be solved. There's that commitment. So you overcome fear with knowledge. What are those pointers that someone says that I don't want to get married because of this? There's tens and tens of answers to solve that part.
Okay. Now that you mentioned financial situation, like when it comes to money, that's where you find most couples differ a lot. So how would you advise people that say, me in marriage, we need to go 50-50? I don't know what you believe in, but why would you advise someone who says we have to go in 50-50? Or if my wife doesn't add something to our household, it's not gonna work. And that's the fear of most men. Most men, they will stand like, okay, I'm waiting for me to marry. I'm waiting for someone who has this type of a job, who has this kind of income, that way we can balance things out. So what would you advise that person?
That's a tough one.
Okay. I think I'll shoot straight to that one. The problem is this. The number one problem around finances is that when you get into marriage, you have selfish agenda.
Yeah.
Most people have got selfish agendas when they're getting married. When you get into marriage, it's you need to be selfless. It's no longer you. It is a we.
Yeah.
That's, at least to me and my wife, that's what we believe.
Yes, it's no longer you, it's we.
It's a we thing. Are you there?
Yes. Yeah. If you get married with selfishness, like
Selfish agenda.
selfish agenda, then you are not ready for it. You are not ready for it. You get married because you are, like he said, we are dealing with matters as we.
Yeah.
Not as you. You want to gain from the other person. You are not there to gain or to get. You are there to take.
Give.
You are there to give and to share.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the point.
So now, when you have such a mentality, it is very helpful. It's very helpful because you are partners. You are partners in the creation of the wealth, in the nurturing of the family. You are partners.
Yes.
So let me give an example. If you have a we mentality and you say our expenditure in a month is, say, $1,000, and the responsibilities require taking of children to school. It requires beautiful home, clean home, and then you can divide the responsibilities based on their abilities. Wife can decide, you can decide so that the wife can be at home to give the love and the nature to everyone.
That's true.
Make sure that there's a good support environment.
Yeah.
Whilst the man says that I have got good contacts, we can do business, we'll be selling cars, I'll be working. And then together as a collective, you're putting all efforts together for livelihood. So the 50-50, as we look at it as if it's an individualistic approach. And an individualistic approach does not breed a very good environment for love and affection. Because at any given time, someone has got cause to pull out.
That's true.
But when you are selfless and you are united, it is a we. Remember, the two shall become one.
That's
All
true.
the money that you have in a marriage, it's yours.
It's
together.
yours together. And you are all working towards a destiny. You are all working towards a project. There's unity of purpose. So I get paid $1,000 in the home. What do we do with this money?
Exactly.
It does not mean that the wife was not working. Whilst you were out there was someone who was also taking care of their responsibilities. So it's roles and responsibilities that you divide. We'll do this, I'll do this, and everything else. So we are not comfortable with that mentality of 50-50. If someone is still there, they might be able to find another partner who will join in for the 50-50. But
I'm not ready.
That's good.
Marriage is not about 50-50.
Don't find.
When you go there, you want 50-50, it's not gonna work like that.
Unless they find that person.
Yeah.
Good luck to them.
And if they find it becomes still it's problems, because it's like you're working, you have this contract. It's like you just signed up a contract. If you don't bring, if your friend doesn't have, so what happens?
Exactly.
But if you think of a home as we are one can run out of resources, the other one can provide. The other one, both of you can provide, or one can provide. The person, whether the man or the woman who stays home, is also working. You have children, the house gotta be clean,
Exactly.
you guys gotta eat, and all those things. So 50-50 is not a win game at all.
It's not.
And if I may ask a question, where did we get this notion that the man should be the provider? Because number one, I believe that God is the provider.
Yes.
Exactly.
And whichever conduit that God uses to provide, he doesn't choose. It can even be the wife.
Yeah.
It can be the wife that's working, and at that particular time, I'm at home. My wife would come and find that everything is okay. Let me give a perfect example. Hey, we got married. And I took long to come back to South Africa. Remember, I flew to go home and marry my.
Yes.
When we came back, I was so late for work that I found a suspension letter, an expulsion letter, waiting for me at my desk. So, and I only had 1 month to work. So I worked for 1 month, and afterwards I was terminated because I took too long to come from back home. And my wife, being from their tribe, they are very, very fertile. They give birth quickly. So in that 1 month, she was already pregnant. I was like, you can't even wait. The brother's got no job here. And I delayed. It took so long to get a job. I tell you, it took so long. In her pregnancy, in a foreign land, she's the one who even found a job first.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was remaining at home. Well, the only thing that I was good at was hitting the shower so that when she comes, we bath together. That I was very good at. But it was so difficult. God was providing through her, pregnant woman. She was like 7 months due. Even by 8 months due, the poor girl was still working.
I think I reached 8.
You reached 8 months.
Wow.
And I was still struggling to find a job. Wow. New marriage, newlywed, foreign land, and the poor girl was running around looking for employment.
I think you guys and us, we have a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
We have a lot of them. So,
too much.
Yeah.
This is
so we managed how to put resources together. We managed how to put resources together and say, where are we going? We need to pay rent, we need to pay food, all those things. So it does happen.
Yes.
So this 50-50,
That's true.
So you guys, we have a lot of things in common. So you know how we started, right? First, before I say that, I want to say something that we always complain about. I don't know if you guys can remember the first time we had a date, like us and you guys.
Yes,
we go somewhere for a date, like we're going to have a good pizza, eat some.
Yes.
Winnie was dressed up so good. She was looking so good, according to her. She was looking so good. And then, and we just knew, right?
Yeah.
And then I told her, you know what? Go and change what you want.
I remember. Then she went up.
She went up and changed.
Yeah, she went up to
I
change.
came back wearing simple.
Yeah.
I always complain about that. So
it's fine. You did a good thing.
Thank you. So this is what I want to say. You guys have a lot of things that we have in common.
Yeah.
When he came from Zambia to join me here in the US, immediately came a week later, 2 weeks, a week later.
2 weeks.
2 weeks later, I lost my job.
Wow.
Imagine. So I started thinking, oh my God, Does that mean it's a bad thing that Win is coming to Zambia or what?
To America.
to America. Yeah. To God, you know what, God? You made this woman come to America, so you need to provide. And you know, these countries, they're not cheap. They're expensive. If you are just for yourself, you have second person, like all together. If you're not working, it's a mess. So after that, we moved on. We decided to move to North Carolina. We moved from Maryland. We moved to North Carolina, and then I had a job over there. We started enjoying our lives and all that. And then she also got a job, and then she was pregnant, and then she stopped working. So, before she got pregnant, we got married, right? We got married. After our wedding, she got pregnant, and then I lost my job while she was pregnant. I didn't have a job that time. So, you know what? We need to find something to do. So we started applying for jobs. She got a job before me. Before me. So she started working. Going to work, I was staying at home. So every time she would go to work and come back, find me at home, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so bad. My wife, she's pregnant, and I'm here, I'm not pregnant, I'm not going to work. She's going to work. This is so bad. So I just want to put it up there so today we have a lot of things in common. So 50-50 does not work.
First of all, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
The similarity is too much. Julie, you remember, me and Julie were praying, right? We went for prayers. Robert was in South Africa. You were in America. Julie, do you remember the prophets we got the same day together?
Yes, I do.
We got the prophecy the same day.
Really?
Julie's gonna get married to Robert. When you're gonna get married to Eddie.
Oh wow!
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Some stuff that were done. Walk 7 times. Do you remember with Pastor Emmett?
I do remember. And
wow.
Same day.
We got the prophecy same day.
Yes, we got the prophecy.
And the man of God that prophesied to us, he even described you guys.
Yes.
You remember, boy?
Yes.
He even described you guys to us.
Yes.
Wow.
And he even said it's not gonna take long. Very soon, and it happened. Very soon, I got my visa and everything. Very soon, also Julie, fast, she went. So we at the same time when I left Zambia, Julie just 2 months later, or
2 months, no, 1 month. 1 month.
Yeah,
1
she
month.
also left.
1 month.
She also got married and left.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, the similarities.
You left in November, right?
Yes.
In November.
I
Yes. And we got married
in December.
We got married in December. So
exactly.
Wow.
Okay. That's good. Yeah. I see there's a brother, Alexandra Gautier. Yes. In the old time, women used to stay home. Before World War II, men are providers. After the war, women are forced to work to help the household. Wonderful. Very good, interesting analogy there. So if I may add a last point, we're saying that there's a lot of causes of marriages to fail, and then due to that fear that people are harvesting out of other people's experiences, it's conditioning their mind against marriage. But we're saying that, wait a minute, whatever is causing failure of marriage somewhere else, to you can find a solution for it.
That's true.
If it's finances, you can work around it. If it's health problems, you've got men's clinic, you can seek counsel. But these things are real. We're saying fear is real. And whatever you are experiencing right now, if you are just a fiancé and all, and it's temperaments, we're saying that temperaments have got a tendency of painting the bad part of your partner. Get to understand the temperament of friend so that you know how to get along with them. I'm just trying to do a recap so that there's a continuous structure. So, for example, in terms of temperaments, I now know my wife is reserved. I can't just invite people anyhow. Olden days, hey, my wife would hear on the door, I mean, baby, come, baby, this is my friend. This is my friend. He's coming here, we're going to have a meal with him. And the poor woman will be there at the stove trying to cook, serve us a meal. Immediately the friend has gone. Then we'll be fighting for 3 days. Me, I will not understand. Are you selfish or are you what? That person just came in and had a meal and they went. But you didn't call me. You didn't. Tell you what? It's just a meal. We'll be fighting until I realize that no. My wife is structured. She's orderly. I am spontaneous. She's not spontaneous. So right now, she's the one who even tells me that, baby, I don't see your friends. When I inviting them, like, So no, it's because we have now understood each other's temperaments and we're getting along very well.
Virginia has a question. She says, what kind of fear are you talking about? Entering into marriage, or you are in marriage fear of your husband or wife?
Yeah, the answer is entering into marriage. That's where we are focusing.
We're focusing entering into marriage. So we're saying that the reason people are not entering into marriage is because they are seeing certain things there. They do the curtain, they see the marriage, they don't, I don't want to enter there.
They see and they
I want my
hear.
life to be like that.
Exactly.
And what they see from other people. Yeah.
Oh,
they see and they hear from other people telling them bad things about marriage. So it makes them not to have fear, actually.
Yes. You see, faith. Sorry, before you come in.
Good.
Faith is what? How do we define faith?
Something that you don't see, right?
Believing in something that you haven't
see.
seen yet.
That you don't see, that you don't even have, yeah.
Yes. But now, fear is even worse. Fear is when one has experienced something negative. It's got a tendency to cause trauma and to even stick.
Yes. Yeah.
So the opposite of faith is fear.
That's true.
Now, you can have faith that you have a good marriage. You haven't seen it. But how about if you have already experienced heartache, breakups? It even becomes worse. So you would need stronger faith to come and deliver you from what you have experienced.
Exactly.
So it's true. People who even have fear to get into marriage because right now, just me and my girlfriend dating, I'm already experiencing these fights. How much more when I've now signed on the dotted line? I'll be a celebrated prisoner. Yes. Yeah. But we're saying that no, the devil is putting a lot of serious war against marriage.
Yes.
Why is he doing that? He is not, he's interested in the God's objective of marriage, which is to do what? Reflect trust and the church. Yes. The devil is interested in that end goal. He's interested in that. So he would blind so many people, bring a lot of confusion in people that are dating or that want to get to know each other. And then the actual marriage that exists to have very bad experiences. And in the media, we keep on hearing that there's about so much percentage of divorce in the Christian circles. So someone's like, so if I get married, there's 60% chance of me getting divorced. Why should I then get married?
That's true.
And also they will hear about infidelity, and maybe the husband is cheating on the wife, or nowadays even women, they cheat. So if they hear such stories, it discourages them. They can't go ahead and get married. So yeah.
So what is it that we can do as couples that can make somebody who's scared of getting into marriage, to say, because of what I see from Julie, Winnie, or these other couples, I want to get married. What can we do as couples to make it even more beautiful that the world out there would want to come in marriage to?
Can shoot.
You can. Come again.
What should we do now to attract others?
To attract others to wanting to get married to.
The advice, like to married people, like what they should expose out there.
Like married people, what
1 minute.
I think the only thing we should do is to make our marriages work.
Mm-hmm.
We need to show them, to say our marriages are working, not showing them the bad side. Of course, we go through a lot. We can't be showing them the bad side, the things that we go through, the conflicts that we have, and any other things, the bad things that we experience. But we show them the good thing about marriage, painting a good picture, talking to them about this. Like right now, what we are doing is to teach them, showing them, to say, this is the right way of you can join in and get married. It's a good thing. If we show them the bad thing, if we quarrel and then we show the world, to say we had a quarrel, or we have moved on with my life, or because it's like this and this, people won't get encouraged to marry or get married. So we have to show them the good part of marriage, like counseling them, like the way we are doing right now, showing the good things of married parts.
If I may come in as well, is that we need to be the ambassadors of marriage.
Exactly.
But like we mentioned earlier on, that we overcome fear with knowledge, knowing that the devil is fighting marriage. The campaign against marriage is hectic. It's serious. It's serious. He's fighting. It's serious. To him, it's war. But to us, we are still like putting on our shoes and putting on our gloves, right? It's serious. So now, to fight fear, you need to use knowledge. We need to have more sessions that look into the actual aspects that causes marriage failures. For example, if it is health issues, men need to be open now. If Mr. Guy is no longer very active these days, those things are curable, right? I need to call my brother Eddie. Eddie, my friend, this guy has disappointed me for 3 days in a row. What do you do? Have you been in such a situation? We need to start talking about these problems, opening up. If it is financial problems, why don't we get into some financial schemes, some business schemes where we could actually take care of all our basic needs and even create wealth? If it is issues around temperaments, why don't we get a counselor to tell us about temperaments and how to make sure that your temperament works to the good of others? It does not work as a thorn in the flesh for others. If I am a loud person, if I am a jovial person, how can my jovialness and my outspokenness be to the glory of God?
Exactly.
Rather than irritating my friend. So we need to bring knowledge around the campaign against the things, these aspects that bring marriages down. If it is infidelity, why? Why infidelity? Could it be that someone has lost the steam that is being lost in the marriage? How do you bring the spark back into marriage? We need to be our own ambassadors, but we also need to make sure that we are knowledgeable of the things that bring marriages down.
Exactly.
So that then the campaign is going to be a positive one, not a negative one.
Okay. Most marriages that I know, they fail like within the first 2 years. Most marriages, like if they just get married within the first 2 years, find that people just give up on each other. One of the main reasons why that is so is because people find new behaviors. Like when you marry someone, you start seeing some new behaviors, like something that you didn't know about a person when you are just like a boyfriend or girlfriend or fiancé. So you guys have been married for 10 years now. So when you guys got married, how did you deal with those behaviors? Like something that Robert, you didn't know about Judy, and Judy, what some things that you didn't know about Robert, you only saw them when you guys started living together in the same house. How did you deal with that?
I can shoot that one. It was tough.
It was tough.
One of it is the temperaments that we just spoken about. As much as I'm social, I discovered to say that I've got a very low tolerance to mediocrity. For example, my standards of quality are just too high.
Exactly.
I would get upset too quickly, but I would get over it too quickly as well.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's part of my anointing. As much as I'm social, but I get annoyed. Like, why is this happening? Before the explanation comes, I'm already spraying bullets.
Yeah.
Sweating already. I'm sweating everywhere because of anger. And then 3 minutes later, I'm the same person again who's laughing and everything else. So those things, suffered. So now to answer your question, Mr. Mukadi, the only person who does not change is God.
Man, that's true.
People change. We evolve. We pick up new things. We change ideologies. For example, there's a sister of mine who's in America, is married to a friend of mine by the name of AD. I never thought she could put on blue hair.
Oh my God.
I never knew someone can be a blonde. I never knew. So people change.
Yes.
So we need to be highly tolerant of one another. And as long as the primary aspect is that we love each other, we should have the tolerance to deal with eventualities. I was in Zambia for some time, came to South Africa, stayed here for some time before we got married. I changed my personality in many ways. When we got married, she was still thinking of the Robert she knew. Alas, Robert had moved on already. And I also thought she was still the same lady that I knew and everything else. But when she came over, she was trying to bring her Zambian philosophies, which to me at that particular time, they had already been watered down due to the different environment and society that I had acclimatized myself to in South Africa. So for us to sink, to gel, the scripture says the two shall become one. Shall, it's a process. It does not say the two have become one. Huh? The two shall become one. It's a process. And in the process of becoming, we need to love one another. We need to be tolerant to one another. We need to understand one another. And we need to absorb them. And their thinking, their ideologies, the background, and everything else have got a way to make them react in a certain way. That's why I even decided to get married to someone from Zambia that I knew that I'd promised already. I just go like, I'm gonna go back and just marry my woman, because differences in culture have got a tendency of bringing a lot of conflicts already.
Mhm.
So you need to become one. And it's a process. And I believe 10 years have helped us to become one. I'm hoping, I think we are reaching 98% by now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very good.
We haven't done this to any of
Yeah.
our guests. So, do you guys have any question for us?
Michael Bush.
He said, I think you guys should allow live calls for questions, like calling
Yeah,
in
we
and
can.
asking questions. Yeah.
No, they can phone in. They can phone in, no problem.
Okay.
Just to add on tolerance,
Mhm.
the one that he talked about, tolerating in marriage is not only tolerating the good things,
Yeah.
even the nonsense that you see your husband doing or your wife doing, you have to tolerate. You have to know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there comes a time where your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend
Mhm.
does something that is not acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
But because you are committed, you will tolerate.
Yeah.
You will tolerate. So it's not only about tolerating the good things or just a little bit bad, but even the nonsense. I
Yeah.
don't know
That's
if
true.
yeah, even the nonsense that you see,
Yeah.
at
That's
least
true.
tolerate for
Yeah.
you to just
Don't be too serious. Yeah.
don't be too
Sometimes
serious
don't be
and
too serious. Yes.
and put pressure on him. No, just tolerate so that you hanging there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
very
Mr.
true.
Michael Booth, I think we should allow live calls for questions. Okay. For you, you can call in if you have some contribution. Is that
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
If you have a contribution, you can call in.
Yeah, just to add on tolerance, it's very important to tolerate one another because if we become too serious, some of the stuff cannot, your friend might be joking and then you take it so serious. My
Yes.
husband used to tell me, "You're too serious." I was just joking, like
Mhm.
this is the only person I get so mad on.
Mhm.
I get really mad on. I get so sensitive, whatever he says, because
Yeah.
he knows me, and I feel
Mhm.
like some of the jokes he doesn't have to make them because he knows me.
Yes.
Like I want to take some of the stuff, but he still makes them anyway. So stuff like
Mhm.
that, we need to tolerate one another. No, oh, my husband is like this. He will
Mhm.
joke and he will laugh at you.
Yes, yes, too
He
much.
will laugh, like laugh
Yes.
at you to the last part of it. Like he will laugh at you. So I used to get so mad. I used to get so mad, and I've just learned, like, even if we've been together for a long time too, but
Mhm.
some of the stuff you just don't know. You just come up with whatever, and you just tolerate.
Yes. Me, it
Exactly.
And
was worse. It was worse because he used to joke anyhow and talk about anything anyhow. And I used to get irritated to the point that I walk away and leave them with whoever he's talking to and go. That's how it was.
wow,
Until I learned to tolerate even the nonsense things that he used
yeah,
to do.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
started to
Nobody's
tolerate.
perfect.
yeah.
We all have some issues. I have some issues that I'm still working on that she doesn't like. I know she has a lot. She- that I don't like. But the issue is tolerance. So we
Yeah,
tolerate each
tolerance
other.
is
Like,
very,
okay,
very
this
important.
is the
Yeah.
person that I married, so I have to deal with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yes,
also
yes.
to encourage people out there, like for them just to make them out of fear, we have to be playful too sometimes. People
Yes,
gotta
we
see
do.
how we relate to each other
Mhm.
and wanting to also get married. And people would say, "Oh, I like the way you are with your wife or the way you are with your husband.
Sorry,
You
guys.
no problem. You guys you relate to each other very well. Do you even quarrel? Do you even fight?" We hear those things a lot, but we do fight just like any other couple. We fight a lot too. We tolerate each other. It's been helping, and Just be real with one another. Just be real. Be playful. If you want to play, if you want to joke and make your partner as your best friend. Because this is the guy I cry to. This is the guy I irritate most. This is the guy who I put the trash on and is able to take it without making me feel that I'm nobody. He takes in my struggles, my insecurities, my imperfection. He takes it.
Yes,
He
you are right.
still makes me feel like I'm the beautiful woman ever, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Like for people out there that are not married yet, the people that out there that are also married, but they are going through issues. First of all, work on your couple, guys. Work on your couple. Make sure you become friends. If you don't have friends, there's no way you're gonna be even a best friend to somebody else while in your house you cannot even get together with your own husband or with your own wife.
So, how do you know if your partner is your best friend? This is how I know it. If I have some good news, let's say I'm at work, I have some good news. The first person that comes into my mind is my wife. Hey, babe, this is what is happening here. Look at this. So that's how you know your wife is your partner, is your best friend. Sometimes I have things going on around me, but I have to call
my friend.
I have to call my friend. I have to
call your wife or your husband.
And then my wife, I will just hear me talking on the phone about something. Oh, what is this? What is I hear? Then you know you got issues to work on. You need to fix that. For me, this is my best friend.
Even if that's like comedy that we see on social media, you see, oh my God, this is so funny. I know my husband will also be laughing when I send to him. You send your husband or your wife those kind of things so they can also laugh with you, you know?
I have a question.
Okay.
This whole best friend thing notion that we're trying to promote here. I think that there's some people who might misunderstand it. Some people who might misunderstand it when we say best friend, because we have our best friends already, and like they fall in a different category altogether.
Exactly.
And then much as she's my best friend, she's supposed to be the best friend and all. And the moment when she sees that I have this quality time with someone else, it begins to be also another big problem.
Yes, it has to. It has to.
But what I wanted to say is that there has to be an understanding as well of the categories of friends, how we love, what we love, the kind of things that we share. Because what happens is that imagine you left your husband with his friends and you put cameras, and then you hear stories that your husband, or you see that your husband was having the best of his time when you as a wife are not there. The man is dancing and is like a child and everything else when you're not there. So we need to know that, yes, we need to promote that, but I want to bring these expectations that it is true. Me and Eddie can go out, especially this time we're going to go into Zambia. We might be doing very crazy things. It's a category on its own of certain friends that we enjoy, we put in our life. It is also very good so that when I'm coming back to you, I am stressed, I am refreshed, I am kind of like washed, I had a good time. There's a certain goodness and certain level of fun that I can have when I'm with you as with my wife, and can have a lot of fun.
That's true.
But you will never replace Eddie. Eddie is my guy.
That's true.
When I'm with Eddie, I'm crazy like this and stuff. We need to allow ourselves to explore also, that give room for us to find those friends. So she's my friend. Have a lot of fun. I think we can do everything else, but should also be expectant that I've got friends that I have crazy fun with.
Yeah, that's true.
And you, madam, as well, you should be allowing that man to go to those friends of his. Trust you me, he'll call me when he comes back. He'll be very, very, very nice and free.
That's true. There's an old man who wrote. He put something out there. I'm gonna share with you guys later on private time. He said to live a happy life and a healthy life. I was talking about exercising, having like good meals, like well balanced meals, diets, and also friends is also there.
Yep.
You gotta have friends. Those friends
true.
that make you laugh, you gotta have those friends, because there are sometimes maybe Eddie's not here. As much as I'm close to him and we talk everything, maybe it's him who did something. And I just want to talk. I want to talk to Julie. I'll call Julie. We'll talk about these things. Oh, Julie, so what do you do when it's like this? We laugh about it. Oh, boy, it's like this, like this, like this. You know, you need a friend.
Yeah, friends are a support structure. Just like you can have your uncle, your mother, your brother, and everyone else to support you as a support structure. You need to have a solid wall of friends.
Yeah.
Which you can also rely on for counsel, for advice, but also just to make sure that you're fun. It's part of overcoming the challenges in marriage.
Friends.
Okay.
I think even to just refresh.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need this refreshment.
Refreshment,
So
Yeah,
you go to
like the way me and Julie would do without you guys. We'll meet in the middle, the two of us.
yes. Then we refresh.
So
We refresh, we talk, we laugh. Yeah. Just
another important question I have for you guys that most couples face is this: the phone.
the phone. Oh my God.
Rob, do you have
Yes.
issues with your wife getting into your phone? Or something similar like that, to touch your phone? Or Julie, do you have issues with your husband touching your phone? Because I see that a lot, even on social media. You see people are making these funny videos of the wife touching the phone and all that. Do you guys have issues with that?
We've never had that issue. We've never.
So Rob can leave his phone there with you. You can touch his phone, go through his
Yes.
phone.
Yeah, I have her password. She's got my password, and our children play with our phones. The phones are there. We do not have a problem. You see, I think the phones should be treated in two ways. Phone should be treated in two ways. Number one, a phone is a private thing. It's an extension of oneself, right? So there has to be some element of privacy to it, right? Even if it is her phone, but it's not my phone. Even if she's my wife, but it's not my phone.
That's true.
There could be certain conversations that I might see I'm not supposed to see. Maybe she could be talking to her friend. Maybe she was actually getting counsel to help me.
Yes.
You know, so she needs to have her space.
Yes.
It's important to respect a woman, I would say. Women talk a lot of things. They chat, they do this. So she needs to have that space. And I think, how many years now that I don't even touch your phone?
It's been
years. I don't even touch your phone.
It's been years.
I don't even have agenda to touch a phone. For what? What am I trying to investigate? Because the only thing that I would check on her phone is if there's a call coming in and I have to answer that call. She says, answer, pick up the call. Or like today, where we're having a planning session, we say that open your calendar on your phone, and I'm checking the calendar and everything else. That is it. But now when we go to the next layer of the phone, the issue of the phone is about skeletons that one is hiding.
Yeah.
It's about being truthful. It's about cheating. It's about this, so that someone does not see what you're doing, living a double standard of life, right? So why is someone hiding that phone. There could be reasons. So let's not talk about the phone then. Let's talk about, like we're saying, the causes of what? Failures in marriage. Let's talk about it. It could be about infidelity.
Yes.
That's the root cause. Hiding the phone is just a smoke. It's just a smoke. The real aspect we're dealing with is someone is doing something, is hiding money, is hiding this.
Because the reason why I brought it up, because that also bring up part of the freedom. Some people feel that they're not free. Because when you get into marriage, because someone will try to sneak into your phone, so you're trying to hide your phone, things like that. That's the reason why I brought it.
You need to know when you get married, you need to know to say you are getting married with your everything.
There's no privacy.
Even including your phone. So you don't have to hide anything from your husband. You have to be very open, even with your phone, even with his phone. You need to be open enough. If you start to hide anything, then that's not right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's an issue of trust. You have to trust your partner. You don't
you have to trust your partner.
Start searching for stuff like is he cheating or okay.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say too. Like, if you trust your partner, you cannot be going into phones like that. So yeah. So for people that are not married or for people that are already married, they have to know that it takes the two parties to work on that. I see on Facebook a lot, especially in Zambia, they'll put those jokes. Oh, would you let your wife touch your phone? And people will go like, oh, no, I wouldn't let my wife touch my
It's
phone.
a no-go area. I've seen that a lot.
People fight over phones. Like, why are you touching my phone? I don't touch your phone. But if you trust, like my husband said some time back on finances, on our other episodes, if you trust your partner with your life, why shouldn't you trust your partner just holding your phone? Somebody will get the phone, just want to check the time because the wife's phone is far away. Oh my God. Like, I don't know if you guys saw.
If they're going to bath, if they're going to shower or outside, they leave their phones, they hide them. What's the point?
Yes, exactly. I don't know if you saw that video of a man was taking shower. The wife was in the living room.
The wife, I saw it.
The phone rang. The man came sliding with soap everywhere. Get the phone. You know, so phones can also bring, separation in marriages.
Okay,
go ahead.
So as for me, I do touch her phone. I do get into her phone, but I have my limits. I give her a privacy. I don't get into messages. I don't get into WhatsApp to see the kind of message she's. I don't do that. The reason why I don't do that, sometimes you girls have your own conversations that you share. So I don't want to be in the middle of that, like, oh, let me see what they're talking about. You might see something that you're not supposed to see. So that's the reason why I don't do that.
And you'll find, if you're looking for something, you'll find it.
Exactly.
You'll find something that is very bad.
But I don't go through.
That's going to affect your marriage.
Exactly. So, go ahead.
You know what?
That's true, Eric. That's true.
It's true.
American would say that you don't respect their privacy.
That's true.
Yeah. I think we need to deal with the issue of trust.
Yeah.
It's really just about trust.
Exactly.
It's really about trust. Freedom, there's no such a thing, would say, as absolute freedom. Just like grace. Just discovered that grace is actually very expensive. Because in those days, we used to betray the blood of goats. In the era of grace, you are betraying Christ. So if we are free, right now we say that it's for freedom that Christ has set us free. This freedom is very expensive. Same applies in marriage. If you are free that you can do anything, your wife cannot touch your phone, it means that that's the highest level of trust someone can give you, that you're not doing anything sinister. So there's It's an expensive freedom that AD is giving to Winnie. An expensive freedom. It's coming with trust. It's coming with a lot of trust. And to say that because you are fully dedicated to me, you are my wife, I don't need to touch your phone. But when someone does not, it's a cheap trust. Cheap. It's plastic trust. When someone is bathing, there you are fidgeting in their phone and everything.
You'll find what you're looking for.
You find what you're looking for. And
that's true. That's very true. And also, going back to the topic, right? The reason why people get scared, the reason why they have fear of marriage is also the disappointments in their past relationships. We know of some people, and we've seen some people that were in relationships for a long time. People saw them, these guys love each other, and they'll get married one day. And then after some time, the man or the woman just changed their minds. And 2 months later or 4 months later, goes and marries somebody else. So now that person that got disappointed and had high hopes that this person is going to marry me one day, every idea about marriage just goes away. They're like, I cannot get married because maybe it's not for me. If this guy I was with for so many years could just leave me and then 3 months later marries another person, that means that marriage is not for me.
And they start calling all men and dogs. You see that on social media.
Yeah.
All men are dogs. Yeah.
All men are dogs. Except the fact that the dogs only became men. The men became dogs after they were born.
Things like that. And also how they grew up, like we said in the beginning of the session. When you're growing up in an abusive home, you see your mom being treated bad, you grow up, you start treating women bad and thinking maybe marriage, that's how it is. So why should I get into marriage if my mom was always beaten up, or if my father was always beaten up by my mom, stuff like that. Why should I get into marriage if things don't work well in marriages? People are not free. I need my freedom. There are some people that say, I can't even put Brazilian hair. My husband has all money, doesn't want me to put Brazilian hair. Maybe he has reasons. He wants you to be natural, not to be putting other people's hair in you. But you take it like he's taking away your freedom. Before you got married, you were doing all this hair, you were doing all this kind of makeup. And then that time you were boyfriend and girlfriend. Now when you get married, you find that like my man, he doesn't like too much going on. He loves on a natural way. He doesn't love too much like wigs, making me look like I'm not
a different person. No, making her look like a different person.
Like a different person. Yeah. But like, oh, that's too much. Taking freedom away from you, lady. He's not taking away your freedom. It's just making sure that as you become one, you both work on your differences and make your marriage beautiful, because he loves you the way you are. He doesn't want you to do too much.
Okay.
So it's just a compromise. You have to compromise.
Okay. So thank you so much, guys. This has been we had a very long recap with you guys.
Yeah, we can do recap.
Yes.
So number one, we are saying that how do you overcome fear getting into marriage? Saying that first of all, deal with the issue of fear.
Yes.
Deal with the issue of fear. So if you are scared of getting into marriage because of certain reasons, deal with those reasons. Find solutions to those reasons. Understand marriage from God's perspective.
Yes.
To always help. And then overcome fear with knowledge, because fear is basically so much about, it could be the trauma that you have. That trauma can only be delivered as well through knowledge. Get the counsel that you can. So we're saying that the enemy has waged war against marriage. So he would create every negativity, put it there. But we who are married, what we need to do is to make sure that we talk about these issues openly. The things that are making marriage bad, health problems, financial project abuse, and all these things. Let's deal with them. And as we deal with them publicly like this, we'll then be able to give hope to those that are about to get married, to say that, look, I will get married. And if I'm faced with a problem, there's a community of people that love me that can help. There's a community of people that have gone through this that would counsel and everything else. So much as we say fear is natural, we are also saying that help is there. God is
Amen.
Yes. Yeah, Doreen said something. Amen, amen. This has been a very good talk, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, Doreen
Okay.
says
Yes.
the guests are on fire. Oh, thank you.
We're just crazy. Crazy enough and we like it.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Mr.
so
Mrs.
much, Mr. and
Sakani.
Mrs.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank
Really
See you guys soon.
We'll see you soon, guys.
We're looking forward for more.
Yes.
Mhm. Wow, that was good.
That was
was
amazing.
very
We
good.
told you guys. We told you guys. And I'm sure even where you are, guys, you're also laughing. Our guests were on fire. Like they were during Alid Gwai said. Yes, those are our friends, our good friends. We had a good time with them. So thank you so much, guys, for coming through, for watching, for learning with us. We really appreciate you. Please share this. Somebody needs to hear this discussion. I know it was long, but good long, right?
Very long.
Yes, but good long. So please share with your friends, with your family. Somebody needs to hear this. Please share with them if you're on Facebook. And if you're watching it from YouTube, please go like subscribe to the page and like the Facebook page. And subscribe to YouTube channel. And God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Do you have anything to say, babe?
Nothing more. You said everything.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us today. And don't forget, next Sunday, same time. And keep sending those questions. Keep saying that's where we pick the topic of the day based on what we receive.
Yes.
And if you have some testimonies, please send them over. Like last week, we received a good testimony. Can you share?
Testimonies. People loved it. Somebody said it really helped them. The topic for last week helped them a lot, and they're willing to put everything, not everything, but most of the stuff that were discussed in the topic to apply it in their marriage. So it's helping a lot of people. That's the goal. That's why we started doing this, because we want to learn together and help someone out there.
Exactly. Because very few people out there share the good things about marriage. Most of the people, they just share all the negative stuff. I've seen some people sharing things like a little chicken, whereby chicken before marriage and after marriage. Like, it's very bad.
Yeah.
So that's not really what marriage is. There's a lot of good things in marriage.
Marriage is happiness.
Marriage is beautiful. It's happiness. I don't know how I can live my life without her.
Yeah.
So that's how beautiful it is.
I don't know either. Yeah, I don't know either how I can live my life without my husband. Yeah. That's how beautiful it is.
Yeah. Do we have differences?
Fights?
Do we have fights?
Yes, we do.
But in general, everything is beautiful.
Everything is beautiful. And there's nothing that cannot be fixed.
Exactly.
Guys, we can fix this. Any problem, we can fix it. So thank you so much, guys. You're welcome, Doreen. And thank you so much, guys, for coming through. God bless you. And we'll see you on Sunday.
Thank you.
This is Mukadis. Thank you.